I'm Dr. Sarah Otner, and with my colleagues Nathan Betancourt and Torsten Jochem, we are the co-authors of the new publication and research policy, Standing on the Shoulders of Giants, How Star Scientists Influence Their Co-authors. So I've always been interested in high-performing non-winners, whom I call near winners, and my co-authors and I were looking for a setting that had a substantial number of these near winners to study. And so we chose the Nobel Prize in Physics because physics is a highly formalized discipline with relatively well understood rules and processes. And we chose the Nobel Prize in Physics because the Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences embargoes the data for 50 years after each competition. So using that data means it's free from biases of social presentation and social desirability. We compiled a unique data set of academic publications in physics covering 1850 to 1975, not just by Nobel Prize winners and nominees, but extending the network to their co-authors' works as well. So it's a very rich and complex data set for study. We used an econometric technique called a differences in differences framework that looks at the differences between winners and near winners before and after each Nobel Prize event and tries to explain how the gaps between them grow. Here's how the difference in difference looks. Before the Nobel Prize event, you can see that the difference between co-authors of winners and co-authors of nominees is relatively constant. But after the Nobel Prize event, you can see that the gap widens over time, and this is driven by co-authors of winners pulling away from the other scientists. We also used survival analysis to model how papers from co-authors of winners gain attention faster than papers of co-authors of only nominees. And this explains how we direct attention in an increasingly busy space of academic publishing and also understand diffusion of knowledge. We know the value of Albert Einstein's contributions to physics, to science, and to society at large. Using our techniques in this article, we can trace the contributions of his co-authors, Rosen and Podolsky. We study co-authors of winners and nominees because co-authors are the majority of academic scientists. So most research on star performers would focus on Robert Oppenheimer. We focus on Edward Teller. Our work can be used in any setting where you want to study indirect effects among the wider network. Elsewhere in my own research, I use it to study literary awards and American college football. In the football paper, we look at how changes in rankings and teams that fall in and out of the higher echelons affect team performance over time.